Hello, people. Welcome to the Techpoint Africa Podcast. My name is Emmanuel, and it's a beautiful. No. I wanted to say it's a beautiful day in the city of Lagos, but I can't say that with a straight face. But yeah, I'm here in the studio with Nifemi. Okay, she doesn't like being introduced. So introduce yourself, please.
Oluwanifemi Kolawole.
Why are you telling us your full name?
Because that's my full name, my government name.
This is your government name. All right, so Chingozim, yeah, welcome to. Yeah, it's been a while since I've come to the podcast, and yeah,
Due to
I've missed
circumstances
this.
beyond your control.
Which circumstances beyond which control?
Being underwater for the better part of 2 weeks.
You see underwater.
See on that
Do I look like somebody that came out from underwater?
That's the problem. My water no dey show for face.
Chai. On the podcast, Chingozim. Let's move on. Nifemi, wait now. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. On the podcast, it's all right. So these are the issues, right? In the modern workplace.
Because I don't know why because if you say I'm Mami Water, it has to be issues.
These are the issues in the modern workplace.
Oh, that reminds me, yes. Yeah. Oh God.
2 weeks after.
Yes, 2 weeks after the Modern Workplace Africa Conference. I was not here to say thank you last week because, well,
I said it on your behalf.
issues beyond our control. Oh, thank God for life. Thank you. What is it now?
I mean, when you say thank God for life, Nigerians usually say it when they've come out after a trying time. When you now ask them, how you doing? You thank God. Do. So,
Thank you for encouraging us. Thank you for attending. And I'm sure that it was worth it. Let me just drop it there. I'm sure I've been harassing you all with emails. Thanking you profusely. So,
Yeah, well done, Ifemi.
thank you very much.
So I think that this was the first event I didn't really put much, and yeah,
You
yeah,
will
yeah,
raise
good.
it later.
yeah. So we'll raise it later. Okay, so yeah, I came to this podcast full of life, expecting to come and enjoy a lot of things, but I went on Twitter and I started saying some sad stuff, and it reminds me again of the issues we keep talking about. So the story is some members of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Nigeria, the EFCC, barged into Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, barged into student hostels and arrested a bunch of young people for flimsy reasons as owning a laptop or owning a car. And it didn't stop there. They didn't just arrest them. They snapped pictures
Publish
and
their
published
names,
their names,
their government names.
their full names on the internet. And the EFCC published it, and a lot of media houses have carried it already. So, okay, fine. Is it possible that there might be fraudsters in their midst? Probably.
It's possible, but you shouldn't go that length of like
It's a
you literally convicted them without even convicting them. Is that the way? Is that the right word? The lawyers behind the scene, because I don't know why should I type my name on Google now? One of the references that will come up on the first page is that I'm part of a list of why. That like you're ruining my reputation.
the issue is, even if the person is guilty, please, our lawyers here can back me up, but everybody is innocent until proven
Guilty.
we are in the court of law, right?
In the
Good.
court of lawyers. The
So-
fact that I even had suspect behind it doesn't even justify anything.
So I don't even care whether they're even criminals at this point, but you're publishing their names. It doesn't make any
And they are
sense.
students.
And most of them are students. Most of them. So this is the thing. OAU, due to circumstances beyond the control of students, a lot of them are hustlers.
Mm-hmm.
They are entrepreneurs. They are running businesses.
Mm-hmm.
The report we did from 2010 to 2019
2019
showed that majority of the startup founders in Nigeria
Graduated
attended
from
OAU.
OAU.
It is not that. So I'm not saying, oh, okay. So a lot of these things, a lot of these guys are learning technology. They're learning tech. I met one in this our event that we did, who is saying, oh, Techpoint has not come to OAU for a long time now. We used to host town halls. Just imagine if Techpoint was.
You're not carrying me.
Because you own a laptop.
Or they'll carry Bolu as Bolu.
Is
has
Bolu
gotten-
that? I'm sorry, Bolu.
But
You
this I
carry.
just hope well given how we've used social media platforms to push like narrative, but I've been seeing some comments under all these tweets that people like Sultan have tweeted. What's it called? The minister Bosun Tijani has also like indicated like he's interested in this and he will work. But the kind of comments I've been seeing and all, it further tells on the kind of intellectual capacity that some people have.
What kind of comments are we talking about?
Like they are saying that, so they are trying to say, so what if they are fraudsters? Yes. What if they are fraudsters? Does that give the EFCC the right to publish their name as suspect,
So my
even
own
though they are
problem with
yet?
all of this is, people have talked about the potential damage to their reputation.
Mm-hmm.
But something that I've been thinking about is, this is not like a one-off. There's a lot of noise right now because it's OAU students.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, because it's kind of connected to the tech community,
Ecosystem. Yeah.
there's a lot of uproar
Mm-hmm.
about it. But something that you may have noticed is we've come to this point where, as a society, we don't try people in courts anymore. We try them on social media.
In the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this happens. Usually it's maybe 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. You go make an arrest, you plaster their faces on the internet, you put their names out there. Nobody usually talks because it's just 2 people.
Yeah.
But now it's 69
69.
people, yeah. And 69 means a lot of people are probably connected to 1 or 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are making a whole lot of noise about it, which is right. But I think it's also important that beyond just working to stop this, EFCC said they are going to ban night reads. I don't know who comes up with the plans they make. But beyond this, I think we should now be very, very serious about treating humans as humans. Don't arrest someone and the next day you're parading him before the press, his name or her name, pictures, everything. And they've not been convicted. They are just suspects, but their names are already out there. If tomorrow something happens, usually there's no like apology from the police or law enforcement.
How do you want to clean them? Like this, I can imagine how traumatized some of them would be now. Now,
on the plus side, according to Channels TV, 58 of them have been released.
It's still not plus. I don't care whether they are released.
Their names are still on the internet.
Yes,
as suspects.
How do you want to clean it?
It
It will be hard to clean digital footprint like this. People are working towards getting their names in good books, and out of you just sleep one day and the next day you are a suspect on the internet.
Imagine
so I don't know how they want to clean this up. I don't know.
So maybe in Nigeria, maybe an employer might think, oh, okay, they may make a connection at some point. Oh, OAU 2023. Okay, something like this happened. But
who will even give you
the
chance?
No, I'm just saying Nigerian may, for some reason, maybe you're so lucky. Not every Nigerian. But let's just say someone who is aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
4 years down the line, 2 years down the line, they make that connection. But what if these guys decide to apply for foreign opportunities, a scholarship, a job? A foreign employer he's not tracking the internet for Nigeria's problems, and then he sees things like this. So we need serious.
Here's the thing, there's no legal, there's nothing legal about it. There's nothing that, what's the word now? There's nothing stopping them from doing that, actually. It's actually standard practice.
To put people's names on the internet.
Not internet. Is it them that puts it on the internet?
Yes, the EFCC made the post. They are the ones that...
They also do that for, every other arrest.
Exactly, that's my point. Why do we have to do this?
Even the
someone is a suspect.
They do, what's that thing they used to do on ZNT, one of these channels where they parade.
That's it. It's something that we've always been doing.
But
why do we have?
So which arms did they catch them with?
No, it's not about arms. They don't.
Like you paraded them with laptops and phones and cars.
Once they get a person who is supposedly suspect.
I understand that. Okay, say you caught somebody with gun or arms or dangerous this thing. I still understand, but you literally paraded them with cars and laptops and phones.
Anyway,
that is the exact procedure. So it's not like it's something that they've always done.
It's a norm. Does that make it right?
I
Like,
get that you guys are like, oh, it's not right, but that is what always happens. That how did we know Hush Puppy was arrested? How did we know all
Yes.
of those guys?
so in for Hush Puppy's case, there was months of long investigations with the
Exactly.
FBI and Interpol.
Did they say
The
they did
government,
no investigations?
they don't go to
Over
arrest.
a night raid.
They
Even if a whistle blow,
They don't
sorry,
go
my
to
mouth
arrest-
is away
they
from.
don't go to
I'm
arrest
angry. Please,
people
can we just move on?
They don't go to arrest people like Hush Puppy without getting a warrant. Right? I don't believe the FCC got any warrants.
They
to
did
what
not,
they did.
because if
Yes.
they did, they would not have been telling you that they are banning
Night
night
raid.
raid.
Exactly.
As if that solves the problem.
They
Anyway,
also said, oh, they are going to be reviewing the arrest process, which is all well and good, but mine is seeking
harm is
redress for those
Seriously,
69
I can
people.
only imagine. So
How many
I feel leave school.
blogs are they going to go and meet?
You can sue them for an apology.
Of course.
I will- Oh God.
although I saw something by a lawyer who said, like, I think under NDPR or something like that, I can't remember, but that it's possible for them to get their names scrubbed off.
From the internet.
Yeah, in relation to that. So apparently someone had done it. Someone had to sue Google and get Google to take off their names.
Okay,
in
that's
Europe.
fine.
So hopefully.
Yes, no.
Yeah, it's quite lengthy, but yeah, if please, I know it's this comment I'm about to make.
Class action. Someone said you should not do class action.
Oh, please, in Nigeria, oh please. So, but this comment I'm about to make, I know it's a very very sad one to make, but I will advise everybody, young guy who runs around with a phone or a laptop, to be very very careful. Please try not to. I've had several run-ins with police officers. Were you in the car with me that night?
Yes. They
On
stopped
the-
a man that was looking tired and said the man should come down.
The night
That's why I
we're
wanted to
preparing
laugh.
for our event, we're just going to the hotel to go and sleep. They saw everybody in the car. They told me to come down.
Telling you. No, they looked at my glasses and they were like, nah, this guy can't be. He
Can
can't
you
be.
imagine?
Can't
They
be
told me
one
to
of
come
them.
down. And no,
No,
I,
it doesn't.
my hair was looking rough. My beard was full. I was just exhausted that night.
Funny
Okay.
enough, did not stop Bulu.
They
Ah,
didn't
that's the
stop
one that was
Bulu.
surprised. Bulu Felix did not stop.
It's fine. But yeah, Felix that has this.
Even
thing.
even me as a lady, I've had run-ins with like the way I shall like I didn't even care whether they will shoot me or not. Like the immediately they just stop me.
Did not
I have
care.
this holy anger.
I hope your father doesn't
I
watch
feel
this
point
podcast.
somebody.
I hope
So
your father doesn't watch
if
this.
you
Like,
don't
don't
have
worry,
contacts
don't
in
worry.
military, don't do like Nifemi, please. Thank you.
Or even if you have,
But
they will wait till
seriously,
before your contact.
I'm telling you, I'm going. You are telling me, okay, open your bag. Okay, I have a bag that has my stuff, my belongings. You want to see on this? I have another bag with laptop. I said, these are my stuff. I'm staying over where I'm going to. It was during Lagos Startup Expo, and I have my laptop in the other bag. And you are telling me that roll down. Let me see your bag. I said, what do you want to see? This is my ID card. What do you want to see? I work with the press. What do you want to see? Like the man was just looking at me. Meanwhile, Michael, another tech pointer was beside me, has come down. I said, Michael, don't go down. I said, what do you want to see, sir? Like, so I was just
Yeah.
angry.
As a guy, please go down. Open the bag.
I'm telling you. So
Go down. See me. I've had several run-ins. If I've been in the car with you.
Yes.
In an Uber, they've told me to come down. You will be inside the car, and I will open the bag for them. They will see what they want to see. Thank God.
comply before
I'm
you
always
complain.
yes,
That was
comply.
nice.
So they will
That's
see my
nice.
phone, which is why I'm not usually enthusiastic about making my phone look nice. I'm not usually enthusiastic about it. Like,
Don't show them your phone. please. Don't show them.
it will be fine. We'll be fine. But
Looking
let's
at
move away from Nigeria. I think this should be the only major Nigeria story we discuss today,
And it's
Yeah.
sad.
and it's a sad one. But let's move on to more interesting and exciting stuff in the city of Nairobi, or in the great country of Kenya. They've launched. Please, what have they launched?
Locally made
Because I'm going to be sarcastic about everything, but please.
Yes. Where do we start?
So
there
let's
are
start from
two-
the biometric.
Oh, okay. Yes. So in a move that is giving 666 vibes, the Kenyan government says they will, by December 2023, the digital ID would be launched. So the president says all the stakeholders in charge have promised him that by December 2023, Kenyans would be able to have their digital IDs or start getting it. So basically, there will be they'll have like their details, like biometrics, your iris scan, and all of that, which is why I did 666. But yes, you'll be able to have, or Kenyans will be able to have it. It's been dragging on for like a few months or a few years, shifting the deadline when it will be ready. But he's assuring them that it will be ready, and he mentioned that it's going to cost them way less than they typically would use. I think he said about 1 billion Kenyan shillings, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he said it would cost way less. You said it's exciting. Me, I don't know. I'm just meh about it. But let's see. The second one is the launch of locally made smartphones. I think it's about $50.
That's 50K here in Nigeria.
It's actually more than 50K.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, launch of locally made smartphones looks like a good move to me. Assuming they can pull it off and like maybe expand their scale. So well, let's get to the sarcasm.
Let's get to the sarcasm. Okay, about the
The biometric.
biometric. Yeah, I Kenya seems to have like a more reputation with implementation than my darling Nigeria. So, well, maybe it's press, maybe it's PR that they're using to give us the idea, but
Someone that we
seems like it. Seems like it. So with that, I think I think it's a good move. The only issue I feel might arise from it is mainstream adoption. You know, you mentioned something that seems like you mentioned CCs, and I'm sure for you to have that kind of idea, you're not the only one that will have that kind of idea. Some other citizens might have that idea and be skeptical towards it and might not want to get involved with it. So that is on one side. The second is penetration, right? Penetration. You know, if you want to, when it comes to registration, and you want to cover all citizens, that means you'll be going rural. You'll be going to the interlands to get them. How do you want to convince them to start with to get on board?
Okay. I mean, it's probably not going to be a case of convincing them. So, maybe starting from the top, why ID is even important for government? They need to plan, and unlike some people, you can't plan if you don't know how many people you have.
Mm-hmm.
So, and majority of Africans don't have any form of identification, whether digital or manual. We don't have any form of identification. So it's actually important that you find some way of being able to identify people. But beyond that, I think why this is good, or why it could be good, is I could lose my physical ID card. I could lose it. Maybe it gets lost. My bag is stolen or something. And there's usually a number. The digital ID it will come with a number, so I can easily present that number. Hopefully, I have saved it somewhere I can also access digitally. So I just present it, and it's used for verification. Although the Kenyan president also mentioned that it would be used for transactions. I'm not sure how that works because I typically don't present my ID when I'm completing a transaction. So I don't know how that's going to feed into the financial system. I've not been to Kenya, so I don't know.
I think there was a time we were considering that or having a conversation like that for Nigeria. Like using BVN as like the unified identification system for Nigerians because it's the closest to what everyone in Nigeria can.
Yeah, but I don't know how does that tie into transactions. So if I want to pay for something at ShopRite, why do I need my ID to do that?
It can be just like one card that has the chip that is connected not just for identification but for financial services.
Possibly, but they didn't mention. They didn't mention that.
So. It's fine. I don't want to say anything more, but it reminded me how they were chasing WorldCoin for scanning people's eyes, and now they're doing it themselves. Can we trust our government? So a lot of the issue with Africa is trust. Can you trust your government with your data?
Yeah. And changing status quo, changing mindset.
Yes. So a lot of mindset shift needs to happen for this to work, but I think it's a good one if they can pull it off. Then is smartphone manufacturing, well, a good one too if they can pull it off. So I'm not going to say much about that. I see that they've also ordered Bolt to pay a driver 6,000. Let me. What can I do to Bolt, or what can Bolt do to me to get $6,000?
Okay, two things. Let's collect Ifeanyi's car.
Why you find specifically?
You want to use Muyiwa's car? No, sorry, Precious has a car. Precious.
Precious
What's
is a
your car,
family
please?
man.
And that's the thing, we are going to split the money with him.
Okay.
So we put the car. So doesn't matter. This thing will touch. It will help. It will help. I'm not a family man. Anyway,
Of which family?
then my father hear that one from your mouth. You tell me that I'm not from a family. Anyway, we get the car. We sign up on boats, and then we now
You're
pray
hashing your plan.
that something happens. It doesn't matter.
See,
People are-
Precious, time they go. Make you talk.
Thank
Sorry.
you. I can. I'm also open sourcing my idea. Anybody who likes. But yeah, you sign up on board, which is what this guy did, and for some reason, or whatever happened, we still don't know exactly what happened. But he claims his data privacy was violated or breached, and then he was kicked off the platform or something. So sued Bolt, and I don't get it.
You sued Bolt, then what happened?
Okay, sued Bolt, and the court says, okay, this guy's claims are legit because Bolt kicked him off the platform for about 160 something days. So now you're going to pay him $6,639 if my math is correct, or if my memory serves me right. But yes, Bolt is going to pay him $6,000, which is a huge sum of money for an African. But that's not my problem. Why is Bolt always in the news every week in Kenya? You see that drivers are getting robbed, harassed, or they are what? Or they are kidnapping people.
Is it just Bolt or Bolt and Uber?
Bolt and Uber. I don't know what the problem is, but
I think it comes with the territory, don't you think? The kind of business they operate.
we don't hear that in Nigeria.
We do. There was a time. Yes,
So it
yes,
comes
yes.
every week. So
Okay, every week. There was a time there.
check
because
next week. There'll be something. Okay, last week it was that they needed to renew their license, and they were saying, "No, don't worry, we'll continue operating in Kenya until the regulator renews our license." Which, by the way, they've
Renewed, yeah. So
the previous week. I can't remember what happened, but it's almost like we don't always talk about it on the podcast. But every week something is happening with Kenya. Either they're in trouble with their drivers, or they're in trouble with customers, or they're in trouble with the regulator. They just collect on all sides.
I think it's just the nature of the business, actually. And for boats, the boat seems, I might be wrong, but boat seems to be a little bit more relaxed with regulations. So I've noticed that in Nigeria here, that Uber drivers are usually scared of cancelling on you compared to boat. Boat does not really care. Like, they can cancel anyhow. But, and I think there are a lot of safety measures, a lot of political issues going on behind the scenes with the drivers. Drivers are unionizing, and it's not just Kenya. They're trying to do that everywhere, and customers too they're fielding complaints all the time. So the nature of the business just lends itself to issues like this.
What does he say about Nigeria?
So, for instance, I took an Uber 2 weeks ago, and the person told me, "Oh, a boat driver was killed." It didn't make the news. It just entered the ride, and the customer.
Like around that period.
Yes, the day before
Oh,
I entered the boat, he was just telling me, like in the island.
In Lagos.
Yes, in Lagos.
I know one that happened, I think 2 months ago in Abuja.
And if you follow, I mean, we don't cover it much, but Techness covers it a lot. The drivers union, they're always up to one thing or the other. They're always going on strike, even though I've never seen the results of those strikes, because I make it a point of duty to book an Uber or a boat any day I see that they say they are going on strike, and I always get a ride.
People's
Seamlessly.
livelihood now.
People need to eat. So a lot of things. The battle happened in the UK. I think the drivers won, but I don't know what's going to be of them in Nigeria, honestly speaking. So, but yeah, let's free the matter. So on the news, finally, Fidelity Bank has restored connection to neobanks like OPay, PalmPay, and MoneyPoint.
Vindicating me.
That
I said it was not beef.
it
and
was.
Them block them.
It was what?
It was them probably them protecting themselves against fraud. So
So think about it. This is how I think. Let me give you an analogy of that whole scenario. And my article is, I'm going to try to reflect that as much as possible in my article. OPay, PalmPay, according to the stories going around, are like the outlet. Once the money gets there, you're not likely going to recover it because most of them are withdrawing it as cash. So if someone steals 1 million naira, they'll spread it 50-50K across plenty PalmPay, OPay agents and go and withdraw it as cash.
okay.
Wow.
That's how it works, right? So it's the outlet. So if you are blocking transfers to OPay, PalmPay, it's like you are
Stopping
blocking
money from going out.
you are blocking where the water is passing, but you're not turning off the tap.
Okay.
But at least
The
if you're-
source.
if they are going to use those neobanks to defraud you and you can't send money to them,
They'll find something else because you are treating just the symptom. You're not treating the cause of the problem. So where is that leakage coming from within your system? Are you addressing it?
I think something we are missing something here. So, a fraudster wants to get money from you. Fraudster was able to get you to transfer the money. It is in process. There's no, as it were, there's no loophole anywhere yet.
There's a
The fraudster made you, okay, this is one scenario. There are other scenarios
Yeah.
that it's a loophole. But the fraudster made you, right, got you to transfer the money to an account that you know that even by the time you realize that you've been defrauded and you want to complain about it, you can't get your money. Meanwhile, in traditional banks, if you move money from one bank to another and you realize as the sender later that you were defrauded, you can also always lay a complaint and can be followed through. So I don't think for this scenario that I'm painting that blocking, you can actually block the outlet
Okay,
or
so
the inlet.
let me give you an example now of this scenario you just painted. I transferred money to someone
Mm-hmm.
for a deal. Let's call it a deal, right?
Okay.
People should not judge me, but I found out that it was a Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
And I reported to my bank
Mhm.
that this guy is a fraudulent person. And the most they did was freeze the account,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing else happened. For me to take any action to recover my money, I will need to go to the police and to the court. That is where the issues are.
But you know that even when you get to the police and the court and you get them involved, you know that it will be followed through.
My guy lost 400K.
To PalmPay.
How did he get to PalmPay?
Because it was moved from
They
his
stole
account.
his phone.
Yes, I understand the
Where
peculiarity
did
of
the
that
leakage come
situation.
from? No, let's
The-
even say he transferred the money to a PalmPay account.
Mhm.
They told him to go to the police station. Police was asking for 200K to handle the situation. On top, how much?
I think we are moving away from the.
So the main issue, I get it. The neobanks, the nature, it's just the way the nature of mobile money is. It's so easy. Any mobile money service would have that issue.
So I'm wondering, so
Think about it.
OPay, PalmPay, they dominate that
Yeah.
agents or agency banking. But some banks have agent networks as well. So could that also be a problem for them? Like maybe it's not happening yet, but could it potentially become a problem?
Yeah, so those banks that have agent networks, number one, are they as reliable as OPay, PalmPay? Are they as fast? Because that's the selling point of OPay and PalmPay. They're fast, reliable, they always work. Like you rarely have a failed transaction. So think about it. Because it's fast, reliable, you now have that side effect that more fraudsters. So if a system works well, fraudsters will naturally gravitate towards it.
Yes.
See why
So,
chaos
I think-
see why chaos is good.
So the thing, my issue.
Why inefficiency is good for once.
know-
we can be happy for inefficiency.
No, it's not about inefficiency. I think you can't get first start out of any work, either the system is working or it's not working, right? The issue here is that once this kind of things happen, neobanks are not very, at least from the experiences or expenses that people have shared with me,
Uh.
they are not responsive as traditional banks would be.
Sorry, take that again.
Neobanks, for instance, I'm reporting a fraud to a neobank. There's like they are just unconcerned about it because they have probably bypassed one kind of KFC because KFC.
Have you eaten
KYC.
chicken?
KYC. You get KYC because why should an account that have not gone through, say, a 3-tier KYC process be able to get 1 million naira, for instance? You have probably used backdoors to get them to be able to receive more money, like up to 250k. I don't expect an account that have not gone through like at least an extra level of KYC to be able to receive more than 50,000 naira.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's why I explained. If they are stealing 1 million, they don't send it to one account. They send it to plenty accounts. So you stole 1 million naira, right?
No,
They're going to send it
let's
to
say
20
you
OPay
made
Palmpay accounts.
me transfer 1 million naira to you, for instance.
Yes. You are going to transfer it. Most like, see, this is what happens. You are transferring it to another traditional bank if you are transferring that money in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you now get to that traditional bank, they now send it to plenty of people.
So by that time, you can track the person.
Up to Palmpay OPay.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but at least you are sure of their identity
Well,
from
the
a
bank-
traditional bank.
The bank, not the. So the thing is, again, to be able to seek redress both in the traditional bank and in your bank, for you to even get your money at all, I don't care whether you know the person or not.
Mm-hmm.
For you to get to that this thing,
Stage.
you need a
Police
or
reports,
court
I know,
order.
court order. Yeah, it's stupid. The nonsense they ask for is annoying because you look at it and you look at the money you are looking for and you just say, I let it go.
So I don't really see any difference between the traditional banks, and because if at the end of the day I can't get my money, what is not the difference?
So everything still falls back on our justice system. Well, at least yeah, I think it's still our justice system.
But I'm still of the opinion that neobanks should do better.
Oh yeah,
of course.
they
They
can
should
and
really
should
do better. They,
actually.
like some names do not even exist, but the old
Do you know that people have?
this is close to home.
Do you know that people have multiple BVNs?
Mm,
Yes, people have multiple. Like I interviewed some cybersecurity experts for this story. People exist that have multiple BVNs, so you could even be sent to a bank that you think you trust, and
so
the
I
person
think
does
we
not
should
exist.
we should do something. Okay, don't worry, I'll tell you after the podcast.
Yeah. Then another expert is telling me that probably the BVN is like the worst thing that has happened to the financial ecosystem. As much as it has been the most beneficial thing, it could also be the worst thing. So a lot of things are going on behind the scenes. What is the regulators doing about it? What is the NIBS? So NIBS should be the one tracking all of these things. What are they doing about it? Then the leakage. According to the FITC, a majority of the fraud that happens in the banking sector starts inside the bank from staff collusion. What are they doing about it? So with that, I come to the end of my podcast. They've waved flag for me. There, for this place. But
At
yeah,
least I hand to be penny.
Yes, and can you read this? This is episode 198. So we are 2 episodes away from episode 200.
yeah, and we have something special
Yeah.
on that episode. So please watch out for it.
Yes.
Please thank you to everybody that has been engaging and following us so far, that's been enjoying. Please, 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 please. We don't just want to hear, oh, you guys are doing well. Please, we want to see areas that we can improve. We're hearing the feedback on
Please,
audio.
constructive criticism. I have a tender heart.
You.
Yeah. Don't give him feedback. Come and give me. Femi. So, yeah, we appreciate the feedback. Areas we can improve. I've heard from some of you guys. We've seen the comments about our audio. We own it, and we're trying to improve. The visuals we're going to be improving, and yeah, we'll be introducing more interesting elements to spice things up as time goes on. So please, 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 thank you for everything. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletters. Techpoint Digest, our flagship newsletter. For those in the fintech heads, come and talk about fraud. I seem to be talking about fraud a lot on the newsletter. Most of my interests are talking about fraud. But yeah, fintech today. I might do a little tweak to fintech today. Then, of course, the workaholic. A tweak is definitely happening to workaholic. But yeah, it's like an extension of the modern workplace. Then Equity Merchant. Equity Merchant newsletter talks about startups, investments, and there's already a thriving community for equity merchants. It's Pitch Friday. It's happening on
Next week, Seth.
Next
next
week,
week.
yeah.
So
Yes,
Every
come.
second Friday
Do
of the
founder
month.
therapy for people next week. If you run a fintech, please come and share your woes.
oh, interesting. So yeah, you should reach out to Jude. Jude is parrying.
Eh,
Get equity.
okay.
But yeah, no, I didn't say he needs therapy. Oh, please.
Not for therapy. You can come and share his woes.
Yeah. It will be interesting. A lot of fintech guys. Payday, if you guys can come, please. I mean, we saw an email yesterday about this whole fraud thing again. Please, if you guys can come and share what's happening, because yeah, a lot of things are happening. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining the podcast today, and you know what to do: like, subscribe, share on everywhere you're watching or listening, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.